There's the setting for that. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. I don't want to. I want to flip it so it's dumb.
That's how most people are going to view it, though, right? Rather than portrait mode.
I guess, yeah. So yeah, in portrait mode, really just the circle in that space is visible.
Okay.
So this is our first go at this. So let's go. So set it up.
Okay. Alright, so casting shadows, this is our tile reference sheet and the rule book. Introduction, explore a dark, enchanting world and battle your opponents in this 2 to 4 player turn-based competitive strategic tabletop game. Throughout the game, you'll collect resources, learn new spells, summon a companion, and unlock your shadow form, all in the quest to become the ultimate shadow caster. The last player standing after the supernatural showdown wins the game. So we've got our hex tiles and our player boards. So I'm going to choose my player.
Yeah, ladies first.
Let's see. I think I'm feeling Kit Gale.
Nice.
And setting them to zeros.
We'll do haze, green tongue. Remind me the orientation of these. There's the
So the center is
stones. Right?
stones. And then to the right of the stones is like the lava.
Right?
Yeah. And then to the here, I bet you seeing it
Yeah.
probably be more helpful.
It's right. Alright, that's the other thing is I'm looking at it upside down.
Oh, you're setting it to me. I see.
Yeah. And then this is by player orientation, which is kind of neat. So that's why this part all goes different. Between the lava and the stone is the first player, which is that for Kit Gale. And then player 2 is the one next to it. I am the green tongue, so that's going to be here. It's player 2. Then if there were player 3 and 4, they would go here and here. There's that. Cool. Back to you.
Awesome. All right, so start by having each player choose a character. We've chosen our characters with our player board and our corresponding meeple. So let's get our meeples out.
Yeah. There's your Kit Gale.
There's my Kit Gale meeple.
My haze green tongue.
All right. Make sure your player board has the base form face up, which it does. And leave enough space to the right of your player board for your spell book, which is where you'll collect spell, counter spell, and resource cards throughout the game. Each player may also take a reference card. Here's the reference card we use. Those are our reference cards here. Yeah. And then this is our reference sheet about the tiles and what each of them does. Yeah. So I'll just kind of set that there so you can quickly reference that. Okay, so next you'll set up the map. We've done that. All done there. After the map is set up, place your meeple on your home hex tile. Done. Next, shuffle the counter spell deck. This shuffled. I can do that.
I'll shuffle this while we're at it for brevity.
And the companion deck. Okay. Alrighty. Flip the top 3 cards face up next to the map to form the companion portal of the companion deck. Charging Stag, Recovery Raven, and Protective Panda. Awesome. All right. Place all the tokens and dice near the play area within reach of all players. So you've shuffled the main deck. Flip one card face up next to each hex tile that surrounds the ancient rune hex tile.
Right.
With the exception of the desert.
So that'll work. There. Perfect.
Beautiful. Okay, so all of that is completed, and player one goes first. Gameplay proceeds clockwise. Players continue taking turns until they're eliminated from the game. Last player standing wins. Phase one. Take the 3 phases per turn. Phase one, take the 5 resource dice, these, and roll them in front of you to form your resource pool, which contains the resources you can spend this turn. If you start your turn on a hex tile that grants you a specific resource, you can reference the tile reference sheet. Then add the corresponding resource token to your resource pool. Phase 2, during this phase you get 4 action points to spend, and you can use them to perform any of the actions below in any order. Each action costs 1 action point. You can perform the same action more than once on your turn if you still have action points to spend. You do not have to spend all 4 action points each turn, but unused action points do not roll over to subsequent turns. Actions include travel. Move your character from your current hex tile to any adjacent hex tile. Cast, spend resources to use a spell card effect from your own spell book that you have in front of you. You can use each spell card effect only once per turn. Re-roll, choose any number of rolled resource dice and roll them again. You cannot re-roll cursed crystals, which are these black ones right here. Protect, remove 1 cursed crystal from your resource pool. Warning, any cursed crystals remaining in front of you will hurt you at the end of your turn. Refresh, move the card next to your current hex tile from the main, next to your current hex tile to the discard pile and replace it with the top card from the main deck. You cannot refresh a card from an ancient rune hex tile or a dusty desert hex tile because there are none. Okay, collect, move a spell, counterspell, or resource card from next to your current hex tile to your spell book by spending here, if you have these things, to purchase it. All right. In addition to an action point cost, some actions, such as collect and cast, require you to spend resources. Remove spent resources from your resource pool by returning that resource to the central area of resource dice and tokens. Phase 3, the final phase per turn. During this phase, you may absorb any remaining shadow fragments in your resource pool by moving your shadow tracker up by that amount. If you've absorbed enough shadow energy and you are in your base form, you may immediately transform into shadow form. Before ending your turn, you must also do the following. 1, take 1 damage for each cursed crystal remaining in your resource pool, then remove the corresponding resource dice from your resource pool. 2, remove all unspent resources from your resource pool. Once you've completed the steps above, the next player may start their turn. How to win. When the dust settles and the echoes of the last spell fade, there can be only one victor. The last player standing is crowned the champion and wins the game. Will you vanquish all your enemies, or will you be left in the shadows? All right. And the rest goes into some more detail on specific cards and different things that you can do. But I think we are ready to rock and roll here.
Let's do it.
Awesome. So who is player one? Did you mention that?
We had you pick first. I'm sure there's a rule for it, like youngest goes first, is my memory. But we picked you as player 1 and set you up in the player 1 position.
Yes, and it is the youngest, just for the record. All right, so I'm going to take the 5 resource dice and I'm going to roll them. Awesome. So I have 4 actions now. 1 action for me is I'm going to remove this cursed one. Then, which is the protect action. Then, let's see. This requires that I already have a spell level 1 purchased, which I do not. So staying on this hex tile might not be super helpful to me at this moment. So what are the benefits if I end my turn or start my turn on that hex tile? I get a red orb if you start your turn. So I think I will travel there. I'm going to go action 2, action 3, and then I'm going to spend purple, counts as blue or red, and a blue gem. So purple orb, blue gem to purchase this spell.
Yeah.
It is now in my spell book, and that is all 4 actions. So I will return my resources to the resource pool and end my turn by refilling this here.
Excellent.
All right.
So for my turn, I roll all 5. Or, yeah. I have cool dark energy thing, a purple crystal, a second dark energy, a red crystal, and a blue crystal. Anything I can do crystally this turn? Not really. But I can go 1. Wait, you move my guy somehow.
No.
No, you move the board. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will use up those. I will absorb my dark energy, which puts me at 2. And that is my turn. I'm going to restock these decks. And then rotate it back to you. That's what I missed out on, was it being upside down.
All right. Awesome. So definitely these you definitely want. That's how you level up to eventually flip your card over to the shadow energy side. So I want to keep those for sure. And then these are pretty good. Blue gem, a red orb, and a blue orb. So, and I started my turn on the dark forest, and therefore I get a red orb as well to add to my resource pool.
Right.
So, what I will do now, and these ones are can be kept or no?
Yes, I think so. You keep the tokens.
No, you return tokens and dice. You can keep those cards.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So I have to spend it if I want to use it. So I can travel back down here, or I can use 2 orbs to get another spell. And I definitely have 2 orbs. But I also have one I need to get this. And Magma Hand is pretty cool. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to spend a spell and a red orb, a shadow energy, and a gem of any color. And those are now spent to purchase, let's see, discard pile here, Magma Hand.
All right.
That was 3, and then if I would like to end my turn back up here, because if I start my turn there, I get a shadow energy. I like that. So at the end of my turn, I get another shadow energy from the remaining resource pool, and that ends my turn.
All right. Then on my turn, I'll go ahead and help by restocking this energy here. So no worries. I'm gonna roll my dice. Oh, I gotta take a damage here unless there's some kind of way to block that.
I've had my hearts all the way at 0.
Oh yeah, that's silly. So I have an any color and a red crystal. Nice. So I can turn a gem into an orb the same color with that one. it's all right. Right, blue in this one. That's where I'm gonna. When I started my turn, I get a dark energy. That's one other thing that happens because I started there. I'm gonna go 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, buy this with this and that, so that goes away. That is bought. And then it's this that can block that, right? You can spend protect as an action, right? Cursed.
That's just to get rid of it. No, you don't spend your shadow energy. You just.
Then yeah. So my 4th thing will be protect myself from that. And then that is the end of my turn. So I'll absorb that energy. And that goes up to 3, which lets me transform. Dun dun dun. And I'm Haze the Devastator. And that is a good turn, I do say so myself. This is all yours. And the board can turn around again.
Okay. I will reset here and then start my turn. So I'm starting here, which means I get a shadow energy token. No, not that. That. Okay, so another shadow energy, love it. And 2 red orbs, a blue orb, and a blue gem. Perfect. So I have a blue orb. I don't have a red gem, though. I could re-roll. I think I would rather go 1, spend these to buy this as 2, and then go back here for 3, and then for 4, I'm going to attack. No, not this turn. So for 4, I just won't do anything for 4, and that works for me. So let me stop that so I don't forget. And I end with 2 shadow energy, which gets me up to 3, and I can transform to my shadow energy form, Kit the Turbulent, and return these resources, and return.
All right. Oh, no.
That's not good.
That is suboptimal for sure. Yeah, so I think re-roll. Yeah, cannot re-roll crystals is a big thing that's important to know. So just gonna go 1, 2, 3. Remove those. Possibly just reroll this one as 4. I think so. 4 reroll. Alright, same result. No worries. So I'll absorb that 1 energy there and call that good. So put these dice here, spin them back your way, that way, right in front of you.
Alright, so I am going to collect my shadow energy for being on this space. And roll the dice. Whew. Okay, shadow energy, we love it. And at this point, the reason we want to keep collecting that shadow energy is now that we are in shadow energy forms, we can spend shadow energy as we gain it to deal damage to our enemy, which is pretty cool. So, okay, I've got this here. So what I need, I really want gems. So I have 1 gem. I really want more gems. I'm going to risk it. So that's action 1. You know, I'll keep that other shadow energy. And I got another gem. I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is spend action 2 to cast. So I'm going to spend 2 gems to deal 5 damage. All hex tiles are in range for this spell, so I'm spending to deal 5 damage.
All right, and I'm going to go down from 18 to 13 then.
Okay, And you can only do this, I can only do this once, even if I had 2 more gems per turn.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have another gem to do this one. I'm going to spend action 3 to protect myself. And I'm just going to keep these 3 shadow energy and be happy with it.
I'm going to retcon one thing. I just remembered by being in here, I take 1 less damage from all sources. So I'm going to actually go up to 14. That's the special power of being in that space.
Ah, nice. So return those and I go up 3 shadow energy. And I guess for my 4th action in that case, I'm going to spend these 3 and deal you 1 more damage.
Because it does 2 normally?
I was up to 3.
Right. So it does 1 damage?
It does 1 damage.
So I take no damage.
Oh, so I will keep the 3
Yeah.
then. Good call. Okay. Then, that is my turn. Your turn.
I have to double check, because it's not an attack spell, is it? It's your...
It is not an attack spell.
It's key to something else?
It's spend 3 shadow energy to deal 1 damage to each enemy.
So I think we're going to play it as I take that damage, because I think these can't... There's the thing that can't be blocked. And we can go over that later. Because we're live, I'll go ahead and take my turn, but just that's in question. And we'll go from there. So.
As a reminder, we can hold up to 5 cards in our spellbook.
And 1 companion, right?
Plus 1 companion.
Ooh, crystal time. I'll go ahead and take this for 1, spending those. 2, 3, and take that for 1. So I have my 5.
Oh my goodness, we both forgot. As soon as we went to our shadow forms, we should have gotten a companion.
Oh, right. So I went first, so I should pick first?
Yes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get the Protective Panda, which will give me 1 health back, retconning it, because I would have defended it. So then...
And then spending this also doesn't count as an action. Just,
okay.
That's an important note there.
Okay, so now there's a speed mouse. So you can go twice instead of once.
I like speed mouse. What's this? Recovery Raven. Each time you cast a conversion spell, or each time you cast an attack spell, you may spend 1 gem to deal 2 damage to anyone. I'm gonna go with the Charging Stag.
Okay. Now that is the only companion you get all game, but I just flipped another one because I have compulsive for that. So, like here's this one needs replaced, and this one needs replaced. And then my turn is over, right? So we pass it on to you.
All right. So I get my shadow energy token. All right. So one of those, I have 2 orbs and 2 gems. So let's see. I'm really wanting more gems. I think I'm going to risk it, and for action 1, I'm going to re-roll. Ooh, 2 more gems. That worked out really well. Okay, so I'm going to spend 2 gems to cast, spending 2 red gems to cast Magma Hand again, so dealing 5 damage.
5 damage, so I'll take 1 less here. And then do I have any cool bonuses from being in this Thorns? No. I will get a bonus red thing on the start of my turn. So.
And I am going to, since each time you cast an attack spell, I can spend a gem, which I'm going to do to deal 2 damage.
So you're doing 7 total damage to me?
So I'm doing 7 total damage.
So I am taking 1 less, so I'll take 6. That'll put me at 8 health.
Okay. Now I'm going to, you are in this range, so I'm going to spend a blue gem and deal 3 damage, which would be 2, right?
Right. Which would be 2.
Okay, and so that was action 1 and 2, and 3 was so because I re-rolled. So my fourth action is protect, and then I get to the end of my turn, gain this shadow energy, and these are back in usable state and your turn.
All right. So these bad boys.
I think you get a red orb for starting in that space.
I do get a red orb for starting in that space. That is so accurate. So I'm going to spend 2 travel to go here, spend an action point, an gem, and an orb to get a counter spell. But the orb I'm going to spend is this one instead. So I have space in my inventory for that spell. Then, that was 3. Where is this one? 4. So that's all my actions, so I can't cast any spells or anything. I don't have anything to absorb. I have 1 damage to take there, so I'm down to 5. And then it is your turn. So that goes back.
Okay. So again, I'm going to take my shadow energy. Roll. Oof. Man. All right. So what I'm going to do is action 1, I'm going to cast Magma Hand, spend these 2 gems, deal 5 damage.
Okay. So 4 damage. And down to 1 health.
And action 2, 3, and 4 to protect. And then my turn ends and I can gain this shadow energy. This can be used next turn, and it is now your turn.
All right. So on my turn, I get 2 health for being there, so I'm up to 3. Then I want to roll my dice to see what's going on in this place.
That's my kind of roll right there. I
Mm.
need all those gems.
Yeah. I don't have an orb. Should I just re-roll for it then, I guess? None of these do me any good, so let's re-roll for it. There's an orb. So that was 2. So 3 would be, well, no, I'm just going to take the damage. 3, 4s get this. By spending this and this, I'm going to just discard this to make room for that. And then, that's handy. Then take 1 damage from that, and gain 1, absorb 1 shadow energy for that, and then it's your turn.
Okay. So replenish this here. I get my shadow energy. Ooh, wow, 5 total shadow energies. That's a lot, and a damage. Okay, so I will. Let's see. I think I'm gonna re-roll all of these, honestly. So that was action 1. I'm going for it. Action 2, re-roll.
She's after me, y'all.
Another one. Action 3, re-roll.
Karma, chameleon.
Well, I got 1 gem. And that works out just fine, I think. So, well, I will use my 4th action to spend 1 blue gem, deal you 3 damage.
Reverse, you take 3 damage. There's bees everywhere.
3 damage. Okay, so from 18 to 15. And then I'm also going to take these 3 damage, so 15 to 12. And then I will take these 2 shadow energy. And not as an action, I'm going to deal 3.
That's after you've absorbed it, which is the last thing you do on your turn. So your turn's over.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be next turn.
All right. Then in that case, it is your turn.
Okay. None of those are blue gems, huh? So, how do I get turn a blue orb into a blue gem? Yeah. So let's cast that for 1. Boom. Wait, is that all blue? Yeah, that's all blue. So is that one. So let's do that one. Bam. It's all red. That's purple-y. So we'll re-roll that one for 2. Damn. For 3, we'll go ahead and protect ourselves from that so we don't die. And for 4, just for grins, I'm going to cast and do 3 damage to you with my Unicorn Rush here.
Okay, so from 12 to 9.
So I absorb 1 energy, I take 1 damage from the crystals, and then it is your turn.
All right, so I gain a shadow energy. And roll. Ooh, 2 of these. And before anything else, I'm going to deal 1 damage by using 3 shadow energy.
Nice. When you do 1 damage?
Just 1 damage.
So that probably isn't an attack spell of a second, so I do just die. And that's the game.
All right.
Awesome.
Woohoo.
All right, come around and end the live. Or do we want to just talk about our thoughts on it now?
Sure.
So let's just go up and to the right here. There's my beautiful partner. I'm gonna come stand around you there. So what do we think about casting shadows?
I love it. I think it's fun. I almost never win either, so you're usually like the winner of this one, so that was a surprising turn. But I think that kind of shows that it's a really, I mean, it really is about strategy, and there's absolutely an element of luck to it, which is shakes it up, makes it different.
Yeah. What do you think? Like 2 rights and a wrong. Like what are like favorite things about it, and something that could do better?
I love that that there's just a lot of different types of strategies you can choose from. Like you can choose an all attack strategy, you can choose a balance, you can choose a defensive mode. You know, I think it's just really versatile for whatever type of player or whatever mood you're in, really. And then I don't want to steal the second right, so you go for it.
Well, yeah, and just to pile onto that, right, though, like I was playing a different strategy this time. I was building up my superpower, and I had this other spell that can do up to 6 damage, and the 2 would have done 11. So you'd have gone from winning to losing if I had just gotten a little bit more shadow energy. So it comes down to the dice, which I gotta say the quality of the pieces is probably my second right. I love that the dice are like marbled, and they are weighted. Some dice are all purple, some dice are all blue, some dice are all red. So that's something you want to pay attention to as you're playing. If you're going to re-roll a dice, like, oh, I need to get another red, make sure you're re-rolling the red dice. Because if you re-roll the blue dice, no dice, right? You're just going to end up where you're at. So I like that.
So the wrong? Or the second right.
That was the second right, is the quality of the pieces. I like the little meeples of the characters, all of that.
Yeah, me too. I think they're super cute.
Mm-hmm. So what's wrong?
What's wrong? That's a hard one. It's a really fun game. I don't see a whole lot wrong with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it fits a nice niche where it's light and steady. I just realized I'm not even in frame with the way this is. There we go. We just have to look at the camera there. So the only thing I would really say is wrong is it's it's too quick sometimes. Like I want to play a longer game, and it's just not really much of that. The recommended time I think is like 15 to 20 minutes, and that's right. Our video was like 25 minutes, but we did do a whole setup explanation first. So like the health point pool is low, or the damage is too high, or something that makes it too fast. But it has that same kind of King of Tokyo vibe, beating people up and stuff. So I like that. But it's so just if I had any qualm, is it is too fast. You got onto a winning streak much faster than I could have ever caught up. You were doing 5 to 9 damage every turn, something of that nature, 5 to 7 damage every turn. That really slow, like sped up the game. Yeah. So about impressions and editorial, like what's our just other stuff about it, like.
Yeah, I mean, I think the variety of characters is pretty cute. I think with expansions, they could obviously expand out to super cute extra characters and stuff. I also like that the, switching to the shadow form is just a fun element, but also it's pretty equal among the characters. I think it would be kind of cool if they had a little bit more variety in what your character can do, so that each character actually has like something special about it aside from just being cute. A little bit more than just one little thing. But aside from that, I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, it kind of scratches that evolution itch for Pokemon games. You go from the cute little thing to like this badass fox or really cool dragon. Is neat. I really like that. It's cutesy and fun. It's something that we will teach our kids. Like we have younger kids, and we'll teach them how to play this game. We played it a number of times already, so that's why it was kind of flawless. I do say there was a mistake we made early on in the game. When you bought this card, did you trade in a spell of level 1 for it?
Yes.
Okay.
And explained it.
Okay, then that was I just missed that, so I didn't. They're just all good. It's just a very powerful card to come out up top. So the companion deck, I think, maybe is a bit wonky. You can only have the one companion and the 3 to choose from. Maybe with more players, so where you can actually get through some options as the first person goes up. They have the smaller selection or whatever. That's interesting and all. But
so it's a 2 to 4 player game. It is, what does it say, 15 to 30 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes?
I think so. I mean, does the rule book say it?
It's on the top.
It's on the top of the box. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, so 2 to 4 players, 30 to 60 minutes. I don't feel like it's that long.
It's never been that long every game. So that's maybe with more players because you're going around the table more.
Yeah.
But in the 2-player range, it's definitely a fast game.
For sure. Ages 12 and up. That's probably more for
laws.
Laws.
The advertising to kids laws.
Because definitely, I think our 10-year-old could grasp on this pretty well. I think this is probably just appropriate enough for younger kids. If you and your family are into playing board games together, I think this is a great choice.
Yeah.
So rating overall?
Rating overall, I think for this Unstable Games Casting Shadows, I would probably do 8 out of 10 because it's good. I mean, it's a solid game. We can bust it out, play it with the kids.
I'd agree. I think 8 is apt.
So there won't be any graphic on this video, but we will post our video to Board Game Geek and put the rating on there. So I think 8 out of 10 is pretty good for it.
Awesome.
All right, that's going to be it live. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Yep. Next time, remember not to go on 0 hearts to begin.
Right.